Good afternoon, gentlemen. Welcome to the Week 5 awards and the Week 6 preview and the updated in rankings. Before we start, just wanted to say that it was what happened with Mike not putting T. Higgins in the eligible IR spot. It was not in the Constitution, but now will be added into the Constitution because I believe that should be a strike. Because you are actively giving yourself a disadvantage if you don't put someone in the IR spot. What happened with Aaron Jones being announced before the game, like 3 hours before the game Monday, that he was out. That, you can't really do much, but T. Higgins was announced that he'd be out Saturday. Put him in the IR spot. Give yourself an advantage. Speaking of Mike, giving Mike the Sheck Wes Award. If you guys know who Sheck Wes is, he wrote that one song, Mo Bamba, which was a huge hit, but it was also a huge one-hit wonder, like Michael's championship run last year. Came out of nowhere, but Mike, you get the one-hit wonder award. For Dan. Dan is a fan of the San Francisco 49ers, for all of you guys that didn't know that. Dan roots on Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy has a nickname called Mr. Irrelevant. I'm giving Dan the 2-1 award because he roots for Mr. Irrelevant, and some people call him not Mr. Irrelevant, but they call him midseason champ because he starts off strong, never finishes. But like Mr. Irrelevant, he is undefeated this year. And you know what? He got dogged on draft night with some pretty, not bad picks, but just old head picks. And Dan picked who he knew, and it's paying off for him. 5-0. Congratulations, Dan. For John, giving John the Wolf of Wall Street meme, the throwing cash, but instead of throwing cash, John is just throwing his opponent's wins. Bad year by Burrow. He turned it around last week, but still didn't break the 90-point echelon. And Justin Jefferson now going on IR. You hate to see it. And Kyle Pitts, as someone who's had Kyle Pitts before, it's just a huge roller coaster. So, John, giving you the Wolf of Wall Street meme. For myself, I'm giving myself Dante's Inferno Circle 3. I just feel as this season progresses, fantasy and real life, being a fan of the Giants, and the Giants being the absolute worst team in the NFL, it is just absolutely horrible. I feel like in hell every time I turn on the game, and then while I'm watching the Giants game, I go on sleeper, and it's just like you keep plunging down the circles of hell, being tested. But you know what? Iron sharpens iron. Let's see how it goes. Dupe, you won the matchup last week, and winner of the Josh Jacobs trade by 0.14. You and Drost had the same score, but you scored 0.92. Drost scored 0.78. So, Dupe, I think you're the winner of the week. Jake, I gave Jake the, if you guys remember this meme, the Go Piss Girl meme. In 2020, it was the Gossip Girl words or letters rearranged to say Go Piss Girl. And I'm giving you this meme because you love exposing your outside chats or outside talks into the chat. You did it last week with Dupe and his trade talks that you had. You did it with me with Drost after Drost and I made the trade, and Drost was basically like, ha ha ha, I just absolutely destroyed Jared. Put that in the chat. And then this week you put in the chat that Dan, who was facing you, asked you for advice. So I'm giving you the Go Piss Girl meme. For speaking, 2 awards earlier for me watching Dan Jones, I'm giving the Dan Jones, Mac Jones, Chandler Jones, Zach Jones Snack Bones Award to Zachary himself at 1-4. Hope it turns around for you, but, looking a little bleak. For Borelli, like I said last week, just act like you've been here before. Started off 0-2, cried, left the group chat, came back in, said, it's just a troll, I'm a troll, I'm a meme, it's a troll, it's a bit. It's a lot to handle, but Borelli, again, you have the repeat act like you've been here before. For Frankie, I have the I wrote Team of Hatred, because when you selected Stefon Diggs on draft night, you were like, Diggs and Josh Allen hate each other. And I don't know what hatred is more, Diggs and Allen hating one another, or Frankie hating the fact that everyone in this group chat doesn't trade with him and in Frankie's eyes only trades with Drost. All right. Let's go to the matchup. Borelli versus me. I am favored to win this week, 68%. And I'm going with me this week. I think I'm getting back in the win column and shutting up Borelli. I have Mike versus Drost. Drost favored at 58%. And I'm going with Drost, 100%. That's the lock of the week. John versus Frankie. Frankie at 58%. Going with Frankie, like another lock of the week. If we parlayed this, I'd parlay Drost and Frankie to both win this matchup. Dan versus Jones. Jones is favored by 51%. And I think Zach's going to find a way to get himself back into the win column. And I'm giving Jones this win. Jake versus Dupe. Dupe is favored by 53%. And I am giving this win to Dupe. Yeah. All right. Rankings at 10. I'm giving it to, it's a new person at spot number 10. I'm giving it to John. John's at 10. At 9, I'm giving it to myself. At 8, Mike. As always, Mike, you're never going to be higher than 7. At 7, Jones. 6, Jake. 5, Borelli, the mid kid. 4, Frankie. 3, Dupe. 2, Drost. 1, Dan. I know that 10 changed. Instead of me at 10, gave it to John. And in number 1, until someone beats him, I'm giving Dan the number 1 spot. All right, gentlemen, thank you for watching. Have a great week.